The Holy Gospel according to John.
Glory to you, O Lord.
I ask not only on behalf of these, but also on behalf of those who will believe in me through their word, that they may all be one. As you, Father, are in me, and I in you, may they also be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. The glory that you have given me, I have given them, so that they may be one as we are one. I and them, and you and me, that they may become completely one, so the world may know that you have sent me, and have loved them even as you have loved me. Father, I desire that those also, whom you have given me, may be with me where I am, to see my glory, which you have given me because you loved me before the foundation of the world. Righteous Father, the world does not know you, but I know you, and these know that you have sent me. I made your name known to them, and I will make it known, so that the love with which you have loved me may be in them, and I in them. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, O Christ.
You may be seated. I can't help but when I read that gospel reading, I can't help but think of a Dr. Seuss book. There's a play of words. The gospel reading is a lot about unity and Jesus praying for that unity among us, which is part of my thinking for today in this sermon. But I'm focusing more on the first reading of the girl. And the first question that I have is, what about the girl? In that first reading, we hear about the girl, and then we don't hear anything after Paul and Silas have an encounter with her. Do we ever swoop in thinking we can save or rescue somebody, but we don't have a plan? We just get in there and do it? 3 years ago, Catherine called me out of the blue. And she was struggling in her life. She was in the fringes of society, and she had been disowned by her family. She asked, would your church accept me? Honestly, she said, would your church accept me? Catherine was in transition to be a woman. My answer should have been yes right away, but I hesitated. I paused and thought and wondered, how would the people of Bethany respond to Catherine? My response to Catherine was, I believe that the people of Bethany would be kind and caring and welcoming. But I also believe that not everyone had experience with a transgender person. And so that they may not always support in the way that she might be hoping. But I also truly believe that our community of faith is open to learning. Catherine and I continued conversations for several months, even late text messages when things had gone badly for her. I remember distinctly the time when she texted me. It was midnight, and her father, when her father disowned her, and the great sadness that she was feeling. I learned an incredible amount from her. I learned the importance of listening and paying attention and hearing what someone is thinking and hearing their story and being open to their story. I think that I am open and welcoming, but I quickly learned from Catherine that I had some work to do. My articulation of my openness and understanding of her was not perfect. I'll never forget the day when I said to her, to Catherine, I said, it's your choice who you want to be. And she caught me off guard and yelled at me. And she said, it's not a choice. Female is who I am. I felt badly about my understanding, my misunderstanding. It took me a few days to process what had happened. prayed about it, I thought about it, I processed with a few people. And I came to the conclusion that this was a gift. This was a gift for me to walk with Catherine, for her to teach me to understand and hear someone's story individually, and to understand where they are at, to walk with them and to ask and to listen, most importantly. The best way, I believe, to care for someone is to ask and to listen to their needs and not to impose what I think they need. We don't always know what someone is going through, and we can't assume what their needs are. In our first reading, Paul and Silas were not exactly listening to the girl, the slave girl, a girl who is not given a name or an identity other than slave. Paul intervenes to free her of her spirit as she has been following him around for days. She's been annoying him. Now that she is of no use to her owners because they can't make money off of her fortune telling, what will happen to her next? It seems that Paul did not consider her fate once her value was gone. We know the owners were angry, but the story of the slave girl ends there. We don't know what happens to her, and we are left to think about that. Think about others that maybe we thought we helped and we haven't heard from for a long time. And maybe never asked, what is it that you need? And ask, what is it that you want? And what is a way that I can support you? I learned a long time ago also that when I'm working with someone and I talk about praying with them in the end, I always ask the question, what would you like me to pray for? And I have learned several times people will say things that I didn't know. So I've learned not to ever assume where people are and to be open to learn about their story. So in this story, we see this slave girl that is left to we don't know what, and we can see in our own lives that there are injustices that happen all around us. Jesus showed us how to walk with people, how to sit down and be with people, and how to push against society who put people in the fringes. He listened and sat with people and asked about them. Our Thoughts, Prayers, and Action Group is working to hear the stories of others in our community, to hear where people are pushed to the fringes. As I said during the announcements, we've been writing these letters for people with food insecurities, and we have a group that will be supporting our brothers and sisters at the Pride Fest. I hope that this group, I'm excited about this group, and I hope that this group continues to ask and listen and pay attention to what is it that others are needing and not to assume. As I listen to people's stories, I have found that people can find themselves at the fringes for many different reasons, struggling with depression and loneliness, struggling with addictions, being weighed down with loss, trying to find footing as to who they are. Whatever might push someone to the fringes, I hope they know and you know that Christ is with you in the pain, in the questions, and in the doubts. We come to this table from different places and stories in our life the same manner. We come with open hands. Open hands to receive the body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ. Open hands to receive forgiveness and acceptance and love, knowing that Christ loves you. Christ loves you exactly the way you are. Amen.